Hey guys, it's Jill. Thank you so much for watching and being here. If you are new here, welcome. If you're not, welcome back. And today we're going to be doing a Crockpot marathon. So we have some Crockpot meals from the old house. We have some from the new house. I hope that you guys enjoy this marathon. It's about 45 minutes long, I think. And it has lots of yummy, delicious recipes. So again, I hope that you enjoy. If you do, you guys know what to do. Click that thumbs up button, share this video, like this video. I always do that. Like this video, share this video. Subscribe if you are new here. Make sure you click that notification bell so you're always notified of every single upload. And also make sure you comment something down below in the comment section. I love you guys, and let's get into this Crockpot marathon. I'm really excited for this dinner because this is going to be slow cooker chicken Alfredo pasta, and I love Alfredo. Like, y'all, I'm telling you, I love Alfredo. I make my own Alfredo sauce and it is delicious. However, it is very, very high in fat. It doesn't microwave well the next day. It's not great for leftovers, and it's just very, very high in fat and calories. So fingers crossed that this tastes amazing. And what you're going to need is a pound of chicken breast. I have all of the ingredients listed on the screen currently, but I'm just gonna go through them real quick. You're gonna need some shredded Parmesan cheese, some cream cheese, some chicken broth, this is like garlic, herb, and wine seasoning. The recipe calls for herb and garlic seasoning. You can get the packet, or you can try to find a McCormick herb and garlic seasoning, however you wish. You're also going to need some salt, a pound of chicken breast, and then at the end of cooking, you're going to need to create a cornstarch slurry, which is going to be 1 tablespoon of cornstarch and 1 tablespoon of water, and then you're also going to use 16 ounces of whatever pasta you want. So I just have to say this pasta was insanely delicious. It did not taste like Alfredo sauce, but it was so good. Literally, me and the kids were fighting over the leftovers. That's how good it was. So this recipe, I highly, highly 100% recommend, and double it because it's gonna go fast. Okay, so it's actually only been 3.5 hours for me, but I could smell it and I can tell that this chicken is done. So I'm gonna go ahead and grab it out of the crock pot, trying not to grab a bunch of this cream cheese with me. Just trying to get the chicken breast, which there was 3 in here, I believe. Woo! Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and make my slurry, which is 1 tablespoon of cornstarch, 1 tablespoon of water. I'm going to go ahead and just shred this chicken like this, which I will link this down below. It's in my Amazon favorite store. I'll go ahead and whisk this together, add in my pasta, and we're going to let it cook for 30 to 60 minutes.
I was at the wrong place at the right time, 'cause suddenly there you were with those bright blue eyes. We were conversing under the night sky, when you took my hand, said let's leave now. Don't wanna be shy, I will let my guard down. Don't wanna be shy,
so here is our chicken Alfredo pasta. Alfredo, it does not taste like, but it is definitely delicious. Something I highly recommend. For a side, I would do a side salad or some garlic bread. I was gonna do some garlic bread, but the kids were like, no, we're good with just the pasta. So that is dinner number 1. It is a hit. Highly recommend. I will see you guys tomorrow with tomorrow's dump and go crockpot dinner. Tonight we are making buffalo chicken chili. I'm so excited for this. So what you're gonna need is 2 cups of chicken broth. You're gonna want some buffalo wing sauce, cannellini beans, which you're gonna wanna rinse and drain, some fire roasted diced tomatoes, a packet of ranch seasoning. This is your little seasoning mix, half a teaspoon of each of these, and then a 1/4 teaspoon of salt. So you've got garlic powder, onion powder, cilantro, a pound of ground chicken, and you definitely want to brown this up. So there's some ground chicken, and then on the top is going to go an 8-ounce block of cream cheese, and I always use the 1/3 less fat. So we're just gonna go ahead and dump all of this in the crock pot. We're gonna cook this on low for about 8 hours, and let's do this. You guys, stop what you're doing right now and take screenshots of the ingredients. Like, go back a little bit and take the screenshot of the ingredients and the instructions, because you are going to want to make this recipe and have this in your rotation. It is absolutely delicious. Unfortunately, my kids didn't like it because they are not a big fan of cream cheese, and it does have a whole block of cream cheese in it. But me, if you are a fan and your family's a fan of cream cheese, y'all are gonna love this recipe. It is insanely delicious. And you can also add blue cheese crumbles if you want to. Oh, so good. I highly recommend that you get this one. Make it and let me know in the comments down below what you and your family thought of it.
Bar with neon lights, talked about everything that was on our minds.
So I don't know how, but I forgot to add in half of a cup of corn. So we're just gonna go ahead, actually it's a cup of corn. We're just gonna go ahead and do that real quick. I'm trying to avoid the cream cheese. There we go. Now we're gonna cook it on low for 8 hours, and I'll show you what it looks like when it's done. So it's been 9 hours, and this is what it's looking like. I'm just gonna go ahead and kind of break up this cream cheese and kind of get it incorporated. Ooh, that's looking good. It's smelling really good too.
Talking to you gave me butterflies. Then you took my hand, said let's leave now.
Okay, so here's the chili. I've already tasted it, and you guys, you so need to try this. It is delicious. It is definitely delicious. On the side, I just have some homemade tortilla chips that I wouldn't recommend because they don't taste good, but I'm gonna eat them because I made them. But yeah, that's this dinner, and it's super delicious. Highly recommend. This dump and go crockpot meal is a slow cooker Philly cheesesteak sloppy joes. These were incredibly delicious. Everything in this video was incredibly delicious. But as you can see, the ingredients and the instructions were on the screen. So all throughout the video, every single recipe is going to be on the screen and the instructions, so that way you can easily screenshot if you want to do that. But here I am just cutting up some bell peppers, and you don't have to. If you want to buy all of this stuff frozen, you can totally do that. But sometimes I just find it relaxing to chop. So as you see, I'm using frozen onions. So I just kind of do what feels right, I guess. So I'm putting in some frozen onion, and then I'm going to put in my chopped bell peppers. And then in a minute, I'm going to chop up some onions. No, we already did the onions. Some mushrooms. And I'm going to use my little chopper, which I highly recommend because it makes life so much easier. I do not like chopping mushrooms at all. I don't know why. I think it's the texture, but yeah, my little chopper did the trick, and I will link it down below because it's something I highly recommend, and it is something that I seriously cannot live without. I will also link my cutting board down below too, because I always get so many questions about it.
I will let my guard down. Don't wanna be shy. Talk a little be shy. I will let my guard down. I wanna laugh out loud, talk a little deeper, kiss a little harder. I wanna laugh out loud, talk a little deeper, kiss a little harder, love a little louder, love a little louder, love a little louder, love a little louder, love a little louder. Would you stay till the morning light, or would you follow me, or would you let it be? If I leave tonight, we could do this right. We'll find the remedy. Or would you stay with me now till the morning light? Before you turn away, I just want you to know that I didn't throw your stuff away.
Okay, here's this deliciousness. It smells really, really, really good. And I'm gonna go ahead and pour that cheese in there. That was 4 ounces. I personally have reduced fat cheese. You can do whatever kind of cheese you want. And we're just gonna let this melt. And then I'm gonna put them on some buns, and I'll show you my plates in just a few minutes. Okay, so this is what this deliciousness looks like. Y'all, this is another highly recommend. Super, super, super delicious. I just have it on a brioche roll, and then I also have some dill pickle to the side. And then I, this morning, sauteed the rest of the mushrooms up with some frozen onion, and I just have that on the side. So, yeah, super yummy. This also is perfect for my little family of 3. I only have a family of 3, not 4. And yeah, there was 1 extra serving. So there was a total of 4 servings. And if you have a bigger family, obviously, or more people to feed, then you would definitely want to double this recipe. But it was perfect for us. So highly recommend. And I will see you guys tomorrow for another recipe. Okay, so tonight we are making creamy chicken tortellini soup. So you're going to need some chicken thighs, some diced up carrot, which I've already done, some salt, chicken broth, garlic powder. All of the ingredients are on the side of the screen right now, so you can take a screenshot. We also have tortellini. This is the dry tortellini. So you get that on the pasta aisle, cornstarch and evaporated milk, which we're not going to use until this is all cooked. So this is what's going in the crock pot at the moment. And then we'll come back and revisit these once all of this is cooked. Sorry, I'm like out of breath. I'm in a hurry because I'm about to go meet with someone. But yeah, I need to go ahead. I was like, oh crap, I need to go ahead and get dinner started. So we're gonna go ahead and dump all of this in the crock pot. Like the instructions on the side say, 4 to 6 on low, 6 to 8 on high. Let's do this.
Before you make up your mind that I'm nowhere to find, I'm standing right here. I know that I told you we're over. I swear that I'm sober. Just listen, I miss you. And I know that I said all these things, but now when you're with her, I can see that you miss me. Would you stay till the morning light, or would you follow me, or would you let it be? If I leave tonight, we could do this right. We'll find the remedy. Or would you stay with me now till the morning light, till the morning.
As you can see here, I added the pasta, and you're supposed to shred the chicken before you add the pasta. It wasn't a huge deal, but I just wanted to mention that you should probably do that first, then add the pasta, then add the evaporated milk. Okay, so it has been on high for 30 minutes. Hold on. There we go. I don't know about this one. Like, I really want to like this one, but for some reason I'm like, I don't know if I'm going to like it. I mean, it's tortellini. Hold on, I feel like I need to turn the brightness down. There we go. I'm like, it's tortellini, so yum. I love tortellini, but I don't know. Anyways, I'm gonna go ahead and bowl this up. Okay, so I tried it, and this is really good, actually. I'm really impressed because all 4 recipes that I have shown in this video are spectacular and recipes that I'm for sure going to have in my rotation. Absolutely, absolutely delicious. The first dump and go crock-pot meal, this one's going to be 5 ingredients, and the reason why it's 5 is because I went ahead and I wanted to make it a full meal by putting the potatoes and the carrots in. But if you guys don't want to do that and you want to cook that on the side or whatever, this is a 3 ingredient crock pot meal. So you're just gonna need some bone-in pork chops. You're gonna need 2 to 3 tablespoons of ranch dressing mix. And then you're going to need 15 ounces of chicken gravy. This right here is 18 ounces, so I'm actually not gonna use the whole thing. But literally, we're just gonna dump in here and go. That's why it's dump and go. And let's go ahead and get started. I went ahead and I used the whole jar, so no biggie. I also, depending on how this goes, I might end up adding some more ranch dressing because, like I said, the 3 tablespoons of ranch dressing mix was in the recipe for just the pork chops alone and not the carrots and potatoes. But like I said, we'll see how this cooks up. I'm just going to put the lid on it, turn it on low, and let this cook for 8 hours. And I will show you what it looks like when it's done. So this is what we're working with. It's all nice and bubbly and delicious. This is really good, you guys. This is really, really, really good. I kind of tasted a little bit of one of the pork chops. It's just delicious. It's like super incredibly tender and juicy. You guys see that? It's like literally like fall off the bone. I mean, delish. So then we have our potatoes and our carrots. So this literally took me 6 minutes to just pour in this pot. And I also take in mind that I also film. So I'm also like moving the camera, getting the right angle, all that stuff. So literally this took like minutes to put together, and you have this delicious, super flavorful, incredibly tasty meal. So yeah, and it only had 5 ingredients. So yeah, I hope that you guys enjoyed dump and go 5 ingredient or less crock-pot meal number 1, and I will see you soon with crock-pot meal number 2. Okay, so dump and go crock-pot meal number 2 with 5 or less ingredients is going to be sausage and cabbage. And I do want to say this. I've never made this recipe first off, but second of all, I've never made it with this tricolor coleslaw, which as you can see is shredded. So I don't know how this is going to do. I will let you know once this meal is cooked, but the recipe does call for you to take half of a head of cabbage and chop it up. But since I want this to truly be dump and go, y'all, this is truly going to be dump and go. And we're not going to be doing any cutting, any chopping, any of that stuff. So what you're going to need is either half a head of cabbage or a bag of coleslaw, which is basically just cabbage. You're going to need some water. Notice that it's in my tumbler. I hope you guys were able to get your hands on those. I also here have 2 different types of sausage. These are both fully cooked and they're both super delicious. And I just wanted the variety because this recipe actually called for just regular kielbasa. How do you pronounce that? Kielbasa? I don't know. You guys know what I'm talking about. It's this kind of sausage. only it wasn't the turkey sausage. It's like the regular, I guess it's pork that's like super delicious but super high in fat, so I try not to use that. But I also wanted to add this in there too because, again, variety, and it's just delicious. So technically this is really only like a 3-ingredient meal, but we're gonna go ahead and add this 4th ingredient. And of course the 5th one is water. So I'm literally gonna dump all of this stuff in there. I'm actually not even gonna get a knife out. I'm literally just going to open this up and just kind of break these into pieces. So let's do this. So if you guys are enjoying this video so far, please make sure you give it a thumbs up. It is my goal to be at 50,000 subscribers by the end of the year, and it is totally a doable goal, but I need all of you guys to help me. So if you just give me a thumbs up, I'd greatly appreciate it. Also, I got this idea from Bella Boo's Lunches. My daughter actually told me to watch this channel the other day, and I have been literally sucked into this channel. It is so mesmerizing and so just like, wow, what this mom does for her daughter's lunches. So I will link her channel down below because seriously, you need to go watch her channel. But she also has this, I got this idea from her, and I was going to start doing something fun in each of my videos. And that is going to be to hide a hashtag in the video. And if you guys find the hashtag, comment it down below, and you guys will be able to be featured as a shout out in my next Crockpot video. So look out for that hashtag because it's coming up sometime in this video, and make sure you comment it down below. So go ahead, put a lid on it. I'm actually getting a late start today, so I'm actually going to turn this up on high and check back with you guys in 4 hours to see how it's looking. Okay, so this has been cooking for 4.5 hours. And, oh, that sausage looks interesting. Okay, so there's definitely a lot of water, obviously, left in here, but everything has pretty much risen to the top. So, I'm like, should I do plates? I guess I'll plate it up. I'll just do one of these sausages. And then one of these sausages, which doesn't look very pretty, but trust me, it's going to be tasty because, like I said, it was already pre-cooked. It's also been cooking for 4 hours. So I'm just going to take some of this coleslaw mix. And I definitely say, like, if you're on a time crunch, definitely, I mean, you can do the shredded cabbage, but honestly, I think that you should go ahead and take the extra bit of time to go ahead and just cut up the cabbage yourself. That way, it'll be much better. So that's what this 5 ingredient or less dump and go crockpot meal looks like. And I will see you soon with a new one. Crockpot meal number 3 is sweet Hawaiian crockpot chicken, and it only has 4 ingredients. You're going to need 2 pounds of chicken tenderloin chunks. You're going to need 1 cup of pineapple juice, half a cup of brown sugar, and 1/3 of a cup of soy sauce. And as always, you just dump everything in and turn it on low or high, and I'll give you the instructions on what I do in a second. Okay, so this is what it looks like after I had it on high for 2 hours and then I turned it down to low. I've had it on low for 3 hours, so this is what it's looking like. It looks and smells so delicious. And I'm just going to serve this with some rice and some roasted veggies. So I will show you what it looks like all plated up. So this is what our plate looks like. Just have it served over rice for me and then on the side for the kids. And like I said, I just roasted some veggies. Let me show you what I used. I found this at Walmart. It is already basically cut up for you and everything. You literally just throw it on your baking sheet, frozen, and you bake it for 20 minutes. And it's got cauliflower, sweet potatoes, and halved Brussels sprouts. And yeah, so this is Dump and Go Crockpot meal number 3. I will see you guys in a few for number 4. So for this Dump and Go Crockpot meal, we are making Crockpot lemon garlic butter chicken. And I know what you guys are saying. There's a lot of spices sitting over there, which means that this isn't technically a 6 ingredient or less meal, but it totally is because I am counting spices as just 1 ingredient. So I will link the recipe down below for everything that you're gonna need, but it's basically onion powder, garlic powder, paprika, Italian seasoning, lemon zest, salt, pepper, garlic. You're gonna need some lemon juice. You're gonna need some butter diced up, like half a stick of butter diced up, 1/3 of a cup of chicken broth, and you're gonna need 6 to 8 things of, what is this? Chicken thighs. Yes, you're gonna need 6 to 8 chicken thighs. So yeah, it also calls for cayenne pepper or red pepper flakes, but not a fan of that, so we're not gonna do that, and we're gonna go ahead and just start dumping this stuff in. As you can see, like I said, I have all of my spices right here in this bowl. So 1 ingredient, 2 ingredients, 3 ingredients, 4 ingredients, 5. Let's do this. So you just top it with your diced butter. Go ahead, turn it on low. Put the top on and cook it for 6 to 8 hours, or you can put it on high and cook it for 3 to 4 hours. So I will show you what it looks like when it's done and also what I'm going to start this with. Okay, so this is what it looks like. It smells insanely delicious. So I cannot wait to eat this. And I'll show you what it looks like all plated up. So I just put mine with some mashed potatoes and some broccoli, and then the kids have this little macaroni and cheese cup that you just microwave. And I'm telling you guys, this recipe is a must. I tasted just a little bit of it while I was plating it, and I was like, OMG, it is delicious. It doesn't look like much, as you can see, but it is so good. Oh my gosh. So this recipe is definitely a must. But anyways, we're gonna go eat, and I will see you guys for our last Dump and Go Crockpot meal in just a few. Okay, so for our last and final Crockpot meal, Dump and Go Crockpot meal, we are making a turkey breast in the Crockpot. And this is called Crockpot Cranberry Turkey Breast, and you're just going to need a boneless turkey breast, some salt, some pepper, 1 can of whole cranberry sauce, 1 packet of this onion soup seasoning mix, half a cup of orange juice, and then after you cook it, you're gonna need some cornstarch and some water. So this is perfect if you guys have a small family for Thanksgiving or for Christmas, or if you just have the taste for a Thanksgiving dinner throughout the year and you don't want to make a huge turkey. This is perfect. So let's go ahead and dump this in, and I'm excited for this meal. on low for 5 to 7 hours. Make sure the internal temperature is 165 degrees. So depending on your crock pot, they don't recommend that you do this on high, by the way. So just go ahead and let this slow cook. And I'll show you what it looks like when it's done. And we will pour in some cornstarch and water to make this like a thicker gravy, which I'm so excited for. Okay, so this is what our turkey is looking like. Now you want to go ahead and take your 1 tablespoon of cornstarch with 1 tablespoon of cold water and make a slurry. Now you want to take your turkey out of the crock pot. I'm going to take all of the, as much seasoning as I can off of there. Take any fat drippings that are in here, which I really don't see any. So I'm just gonna go ahead and take all of this juice right here, and be careful because it is hot. But I'm gonna take all of this and put it in a saucepan, and you're just gonna let it come to a boil, add your cornstarch, let it thicken, and then you're gonna have a nice gravy. So once this starts boiling, you want to then add in your cornstarch slurry. And you just want to keep whisking and let it boil for 2 minutes. And then we're going to come back over to the turkey and pour some over the turkey, and then have some left over on the side. The flavor on this is so delicious. So there's a piece of netting around the turkey breast. So you just want to cut that. You guys see it? Your delicious turkey breast, and I'm just gonna drizzle some of the gravy over it. And then you can set it to the side for your mashed potatoes or your stuffing or whatever you please. So I will show you what our plate looks like for mine and my kids' little mini Thanksgiving dinner. Okay, so here is our plates. Here are our plates. And this turkey, you guys, is super delicious to make, super tasty, and I don't even have that much left over. I mean, there is a lot left over, but not like I would have, obviously, if I made a full turkey, and this is perfect. So this is perfect again if you have not a whole lot of people to feed in your family for Thanksgiving, or if you just have Thanksgiving on your mind all year round. So simple, so easy, and in 6 ingredients or less in the crock pot, you can't beat that. First up, we are making slow cooker beef and noodles. And what you're going to need for this part is a 2-pound chuck roast, a tablespoon of Italian seasoning, and 2 cups of beef broth. And basically you just put your chuck roast into the crock pot, coat it with your Italian seasoning, and then add your 2 cups of beef broth. I'm going to go ahead and put mine on low because I like to cook chuck roast on low for the full 8 hours. But if you want to cook yours on high, you can cook yours on high for 6 hours. After it's been cooking for 8 hours, it's going to look like this. And you're just going to shred it. I personally like to shred my meat with this little meat chopper. It just makes it for super easy, quick chopping. And I will link where I got mine down below. I got it from Amazon, and this is a must in your kitchen for sure. Now you want to make a cornstarch slurry, so just take 1/4 of a cup of cornstarch and just whisk that together with 1/4 cup of water. As you're whisking this, when you first start, it's going to kind of feel like cement, but just keep going and trust the process, and I promise it gets much easier as it kind of incorporates. But you're just going to put that into your beef mixture, and you're going to whisk that into the broth. And then from there, you're going to take 16 ounces of egg noodles. Mine kind of dried out a little bit, so I would personally do this on the side. Again, if I made this instead of cooking it in the crock pot. But if you want one and done and go ahead and do it in the crock pot, I would probably add more broth because mine was just a tad bit dry. So I went ahead and I added the noodles, and now I'm going to add in 1/2 cup of heavy cream, and we're going to mix that all together and turn the crock pot on high and cook all of this for 30 to 40 minutes. And this is what our plates look like. As you can see, this made a ton. So we had lots of leftovers for the next couple of days for lunches. And I just cooked some frozen grand biscuits to serve on the side of this. Now I'm going to show you how to make this slow cooker Chipotle burrito bowl soup. Super delicious and easy. Here's a list of ingredients that you're going to need. And from here, all you're going to do is put your chicken thighs on the bottom of your crock pot, season them up, and then you're going to drain and rinse your pinto beans. Make sure that you drain and rinse them because that's important to rinse your beans. And then you're just going to add in some onion, corn, the juice from one lime. You're going to add in 5 cups of chicken broth, and then you're just going to cover it and cook it on low for 6 to 8 hours or high for 4 to 6. And if you want, you can add rice into the crock pot towards the end and cook for 10 to 15 minutes on high. However, I personally have never had luck with rice cooking it in the crock pot, so I personally am going to cook mine separately and just add it to the soup once it's done. I ended up cooking mine on low for 8 hours, and this is what it looks like. I just took my little meat chopper and shred up the chicken. Here's the rice that I cooked separately. I just added some lime juice and some dried cilantro, added it to the crock pot, and here is my bowl of soup. I just added some sour cream and some tortilla chips on the side. This was really delicious and really flavorful. I really enjoyed it, and I personally made this as a meal prep so that I could have for lunches all throughout the week. Next, we are making slow cooker cinnamon roll pancakes, and oh my gosh, you guys, this came out insanely delicious. And it was so quick, so simple, so easy, very minimal ingredients. And this is something I will for sure have on my list of easy dinners to make. It also only took about an hour and 10 minutes for me to make. So super easy. You just mix all these ingredients together. So you're going to take 2 cups of Bisquick mix with 1 cup of milk, 2 eggs, 1 teaspoon of vanilla, and you're just going to whisk all of that together in a mixing bowl. And then you're also going to take 3 tablespoons of sugar and 1 teaspoon of cinnamon and mix that in its own separate little bowl. And you also want to make sure that you spray your crock pot really, really, really well with some nonstick spray. Even though I did spray my crock pot with the nonstick spray, it did still stick just a little bit. It wasn't bad. I know a lot of you talk about crockpot liners and how they're game changers and lifesavers. I do not like them. I've used them before and I don't like them. So if you like them, then maybe use them. First, for me, I just was always poking holes in them. So it was pointless for me to even have them to keep my crock pot clean. Also, I'm so sorry that I am kind of out of frame for this portion of me pouring the pancake mix into the crock pot. I don't know what I was thinking. I was in my own little world. But yeah, you're just going to go ahead, pour it into the crock pot. You're going to take your cinnamon sugar mixture and pour that over your pancake mix. And then once you're done with all of that, you're going to kind of take the back of the spoon, or you can take a butter knife and just kind of swirl it into your pancake mix. And I cooked mine on high for 1 hour and 15 minutes, but it could take up for an hour. It could take up to an hour and a half. You just want to make sure you cook it on high until the center of the pancake is all set. And this is what it turns out and looks like. It is so good. It smelled so delicious. If you want maple syrup, you can use maple syrup. I just personally used or made a really quick glaze, which was just 4 tablespoons of powdered sugar, and then I used 1 tablespoon of milk. You just whisk that together and then drizzle this on top of the pancake, and super delicious. If you want to, you can also drizzle it with maple syrup first and then the glaze. I just think the glaze was just perfect, and it was more than enough, but my son was like, I want some maple syrup. So this was insanely delicious. Again, highly, highly, highly recommend. So simple, so quick, so easy, and so delicious. Last but not least, we have a slow cooker cheeseburger soup, which was really delicious and I highly recommend. As you can see, I have my tater tots on the side. I did not add it to the soup, so you do how you feel best. I just didn't want them soggy. So here I am just taking up some pre-browned ground up beef, and it's just 1 pound. And I also added 1/4 of a cup of flour to 2 cups of chicken broth. I whisked that together and I just added that to the ground beef. I took 2 teaspoons of burger seasoning and added that to the mixture. I also took 1 cup of diced carrots and 1 cup of diced celery, and I put this in my little veggie chopper. Highly recommend. Everyone needs this in their kitchen, so I will link it down below. 1/4 cup of fat-free half and half, 2 ounces of cream cheese. And I wasn't supposed to add the shredded cheese, but I did anyways because I'm a rebel like that. So I put in an 8-ounce bag of shredded cheese, and you're just going to mix this together. Cook on high for 4 to 6 or low for 6 to 8, and you are going to have a delicious cheeseburger soup with some tater tots, which I chose to have mine on the side. By the way, this only makes 4 1-cup servings, so if you have a large family, you definitely are going to want to double or even triple this recipe. But it was really good, and I really, really enjoyed it, and so did my family. The only thing is that I think I added too much celery because it was a very strong celery taste. I'm not a huge fan of celery, so for me, next time I will definitely not add the celery in, but other than that, it was really good. So that will do it for this video. I hope that you guys enjoyed. If you did, please give it a thumbs up, share this video, and subscribe if you're new. Click the notification bell so you're always notified of every single upload. I love you guys. Have an amazing day. Make sure you comment something down below in the description box. No, you can't comment there. Comment in the comment section, and have an amazing day, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye. Mwah.